Hello YouTube, it's Ryan here with Hobbies and Man once again, and today we're going to be talking about the last episode of Moon Knight, and this will not be the last episode of this review because I do want to do a separate video where I talk about all of the episodes holistically and we talk about the full series and I do a review for it in that way. So I don't know when that video will come out, but it will probably be a few days from now. Today we are talking just about episode 6, the last episode of the series, possibly the last episode of the first season of the series. It's very weird. It hasn't really been talked about, planned out correctly, and so we are not aware if it's going to be a second season or not, if there is going to be a second season or not. But there was a post-credit scene that very clearly sets up that there will be more to Moon Knight beyond what we first saw. And honestly, I'm curious to see how they're going to handle that, because as far as I'm aware, Oscar Isaac only signed up for this series. He didn't sign up to be Moon Knight further down the line, so I'm not really sure how that's going to work. But this episode basically is the culmination of the fight with Amit, and there were some disappointing aspects to the series, but there were also some pretty good things to the series, or at least specifically to this last episode. For one thing, I really enjoy all of the stuff that happens with Layla. Her talking to Khonshu and being like, hey, fuck you, I don't want to be your avatar in any sense at all. Please go away. But help me, beat Amit, but please go away. Don't deal with me. And then her actually deciding to help Taweret, or get Taweret's help by becoming her avatar, which they use as a way to turn her into the Red Scarab superhero, which I'm not really sure who that is, but they are turning her into a superhero. And there was, of course, this little moment where this young Egyptian girl asks Layla if she is a Egyptian superhero, and she says, I am, and I thought that was really cool. Now, some people are going to look at this and say, hey, that's pandering, that's, woke culture, that's this or that. But I actually think that in this case, it worked really well. Sometimes when people try to do these diversity / inclusion type of things, it comes off pretty shitty, or it comes off like they're just doing it for PR points, which is something I don't really like. But in this case, it actually worked pretty well, and it didn't feel out of place, because it's not any different from Iron Man, saving the little kid and then them staring at each other in, I think it was Iron Man 2. That scene didn't have any dialogue, but this one is basically the same exact scene, but with a little bit of extra added dialogue that actually helps kind of inform Layla's character. And of course, I'm pretty sure that we're going to have Layla in the future as the Red Scarab, which is cool. I really like that, actually. I just think it worked really, really nicely. And Layla's powers, or her system, is actually more or less almost exactly the same as Falcon's power system. They have wings. Their wings can be used for certain things in certain ways, and they can be a shield, they can be a weapon, they can help them fly, stuff like that. And I actually like that quite a lot. Also liked her long sword thingies that she had, although they kind of looked more Greek than they did Egyptian looking swords. But I guess it's kind of weird to have a sickle sword when she's not necessarily a Egyptian warrior in that sense. So I don't know. I thought it was interesting how they treated Layla. I really liked it a lot. And then I really enjoyed the moment of reconciliation / brotherhood between Mark and Steven that they had in the duat before they managed to come back to the earthly realm. I thought that was really good. And the way that they come back into being Khonshu's Moon Knight was really cool. They kind of awaken, and then slowly we get to see the situation where they first become Moon Knight happen again. And Mark doesn't speak, it's all Khonshu, but he does a thing where do you swear to be the protector of the travelers of the night, whatever, do you swear to be my Moon Knight? And then all of the cowl and stuff kind of slowly comes over him in a really satisfying way. I thought it was really, really good. There was some good imagery there, because his chest plate looks like a heart, so that kind of pumped up a little bit, and I thought that was really cool. And them fighting together was great. I really liked that a lot. And it was also really cool that they had this giant kaiju battle type of thing, which honestly reminded me a lot of King Chronicles. I know I say this every time I do a review of this, but in the King Chronicles, there are these times where they fight, and the way that they fight is that they make this like Susanoo kind of thing around themselves, this godly avatar kind of armor thing that shows up around them. And it would have really been cool to see like Mark and Arthur Harrow like in the chest of the two gods as they grew to giant size. But I think that the way they did it was better, because it's kind of corny to do it that way for like television. I think in live action it just looks kind of funky, but I really liked it because it made the fight multi-layered and multi-tiered, which I thought was great. You have Amit and Khonshu fighting each other as giants, and then you have Arthur Harrow and Mark Spector fighting as humans with extra powers, and then you have this like moralistic issue as well between how to protect people. Do you protect them by eliminating the threat before it happens or after it has happened, in order for it to not happen again? It's very interesting. I thought it was a really good way to kind of work this issue through. And there was some slight world building kind of ideas that I thought were interesting. Amit has a full face, and Khonshu has this bird skull, and she tells him, time has not been good to you. So I'm guessing that Khonshu used to have a face, and it wasn't just his skull, which I think is really interesting, which means that, Khonshu being a warrior god, and being in so many fights, that's why he has this, this decrepit, like messed up look to him, whereas all of the other gods would be in their full forms. And there's a lot of people that said that it was weird that, all of the gods got beat really fast, because one, we didn't see that fight happening, and two, it seems like Amit was just stronger than them. And it makes sense because right before they start fighting, Arthur Harrow clearly states, hey, you guys are not warriors, you are guardians or protectors or judges or something like that. Stand back, don't fight me. And then they try to fight him anyways. And so it makes sense that establishing that really, really quickly makes it so that the fight is more believable. But I don't think it's true, because Osiris is supposed to be some sort of pharaoh, and I'm pretty sure he was in charge of the pantheon at one point, so he would be kind of a warrior god too. And I don't think Amit is a warrior goddess either. She's more like a soul reaper. So I don't exactly understand how that works, like how she's stronger than them in that sense, because as far as I'm aware, she is subservient to Anubis, and Anubis is subservient to Osiris, so Osiris should be able to beat her. But I guess they didn't have like Sobek and Set and Horus, so all of the warrior gods were kind of not there. So I guess that makes sense. But I don't know, I thought it was really interesting. I really liked the world building that they did, because it helped set up some very specific things. And I really liked the way they treated Mark and Layla as characters. And the ending was really, really good. I really loved the final post-credit scene, because it was really, really good. You don't know what's happening. I actually thought when he spoke Spanish that it was going to be Robbie Reyes Ghost Rider or something like that. And then it turned out that it wasn't, which I think would have been a nice way to bring in Ghost Rider. Because, black gloves and leather jacket and stuff, it kind of feels like, someone that is going to be some sort of like Ghost Rider type character. But no, it turns out it was Jake Lockley. And Khonshu was sitting in this like very nice suit, which I thought was really cool. It was like Moon Knight's Mr. Knight persona, but Khonshu. And they kind of changed the background of Jake Lockley a little bit in order to kind of make it a little bit more modern, I guess, because they changed him from a New Yorker to like someone that spoke Spanish. I mean, he can still be from New York, but I'm pretty sure Jake Lockley was supposed to be more like Italian-esque, whereas now he's definitely a more like Hispanic style New Yorker, which I thought was cool. It worked well. But he never actually spoke English. He only spoke Spanish, which is kind of odd, but kind of interesting. And yeah, I'm curious to see how they handle that, because now we have another Moon Knight internal dilemma kind of situation where Jake Lockley is in control and Mark and Steven don't know, and so now we have to have Jake Lockley resolve his issues with Mark and Steven in order for all three of them to be, a more direct character. The one thing that I'm curious about is Mark and Steven black out, and Jake Lockley comes out and he almost destroys and kills Arthur Harrow. But Layla was there, so she should have seen what happened, but she never actually tells them anything about it. So I'm curious to see why they did it that way. But it really doesn't make too much of a difference. Of course, there's going to be more stuff to do with the Moon Knight character. I think there's Midnight Suns, of course. There's also that Werewolf by Night kind of thing. And I really hope that next time that we get more Moon Knight, it's going to be more of a supernatural thing. Like, of course, gods are supernatural, but gods are kind of like a specific type of supernatural. And I really want more like an urban fantasy type of thing, where he's fighting werewolves and vampires and, whatever else goes bump in the night. And I think it'd be really cool. But I'm not sure. I really liked it. I thought the episode was great. So that's all I have to say for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, and comment down below. Let me know what you thought. And thank you guys very much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. See you guys later.